Hey guys, Rock'n'Roll back with some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 Hero Colosseum. So, as you can see by the title of this video, this is a best 2 out of 1.5. That will become more clear as it goes along. So I was waiting here for quite a while and Q Smitty joined in. I'm recording this post-match. I wasn't actually planning to record any of these matches. They were testers for 2 decks. But the first game was good, the second game was looking good, and I'll just leave it at that for now. So yeah, now it's just going to be post-match commentary on these 2 matches. So the first game is going to be using the speed down deck. I showed you, was it in the last video? Or one before that? I'm not sure. But I showed you it recently. That was the one where I forgot to put character skills on any of them. So this time I remembered to put character skills on them. Unlike that last failure. So this time I was hoping it would do a bit better. So yeah, Q Smitty 94. Don't think I've played Q Smitty before, because I think I'd remember playing against somebody whose avatar's called Yamama. Yeah, I'm not too confident about the age of this person if your Yamama is going to be the name of your avatar. But anyway, like I say, you've seen this team before. Double Bardock, Android 18, Swimsuit Videl, and Ultimate Gohan. So unfortunately he's running a slow team. So my speed down team, its main component is basically useless. So that was a bad start, to say the least. Right, so first turn I predicted he'd go for Piccolo down the middle, Hit, and Bardock sort of on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, he did it the opposite, and he went doubled up on my left. So I was hoping he was going to put Hit where Whis is and Bardock behind him to try and do a load of damage to my master. So I kind of wanted to see if I could hit pretty hard on him as well. This deck's fine at sort of taking hits, or at least it can be, with Bardock and Bardock. And the Android 18 is surprisingly tanky. The other one's tankier, but this one works better for the purposes of this deck. So, unfortunately, this means my Bardock is going to die, because he can't take a hit from both Hit and his Bardock. But my Bardock is going to do some nice damage to his master. This deck is actually working out pretty well. Bardock boosting his own stats like he does, and if you can stick a Gohan behind him, he's getting quite a lot of boosts a turn. So, I think running that and maybe a Vados would be an interesting strat in the future. Maybe changing this a bit. Possibly take out... Who to take out? Everyone kind of has their role in this deck, so... Maybe a Bardock for the Vados, I don't know. I'll have to think about that in the future. But anyway, Bardock died unfortunately, but we hit his master like a truck and got the counter attack we needed. So that was a stroke of luck on my side, as that's now knocked him down under 50%, and his Piccolo will have to come out next turn because he can't risk me hitting his master again. Now, Gohan unfortunately doesn't kill here, he doesn't get the counter attack, so that sucked a bit. That put me at a bit of a disadvantage. I was kind of hoping for the counter attack there to make up for losing my Bardock, but there wasn't much I could do about it. I took a risk here and left my center lane open. I knew that even with a double hit down the middle, he couldn't kill me. And as I said, I knew he had to play the Piccolo. It was a case of if he played the Whis again, I'd kill Whis, and hopefully if he played the Vados, I'd kill the Vados. That was the plan for this turn, kill whichever one of the defensive members of his team he throws out. But it will cost me quite a lot of HP, as that's going to be a Bardock hitting me directly, so I'm going to lose a good, probably about 15,000 of my master HP here, but the hope is that I kill Vados. Now, I am so quick in comparison to this deck now because of how this works, so yeah, the problem this deck has is if you come against a slow deck with it, it's shit, because having low speed is good for a slow deck, so I don't know if this deck will endure the test of time for that reason. The same reason why Ultimate Gohan is a mixed bag in terms of how good he is, because His strength is in a slow team, but his ability makes it so your opponent's getting slower, so they could end up... He's an interesting figure to use, but difficult, I'd say. Anyway, Videl did about as much damage as I expected there with a Vados and a Piccolo down. This all came down to if Bardock could kill Vados, basically. And I unfortunately didn't get the counterattack, so he couldn't. So he would take a solid amount of damage from Vados, unfortunately. The one advantage to lowering my opponent's speed as much as I am right now is the fact that when it gets later in the game and if I'm down figures, I should still be able to outspeed quite easily. So that is the one advantage of this. So Bardock lost a lot of health there, unfortunately. So that was a bit annoying. I'm going to go down to probably about... Wow, not as low as I thought. He only did 3,000. I'll probably go down to about 10,000 here, to be honest. He didn't take the counterattacks. I'm not sure why. And before anybody says he doesn't want to play the counterattacks later on, he does use a counterattack with his Whis, I believe, to make sure he gets a kill. So, I don't know. He just deliberately didn't take counterattacks there for some reason. I said, don't ask me why. Don't know, but... I think at this point he was expecting to have some figures die because he has ultimate gauged up turn 3 skills on, so he was expecting me to have killed figures by now, and I haven't, so his ultimate gauge is nowhere near being ready. That is a strength, I suppose, of a team like this. If you don't kill stuff early and your opponent relies on like a turn 3 ultimate, then you can kind of screw over their plans a bit, but that's all down to luck. I went one across the board for this turn, because I didn't want to risk leaving a lane open and having Bardock and Hit double up on it. So he went for pretty much the same thing in essence, just throwing the Whis down instead of the Vados. I'm okay with this. My Bardock will die, unfortunately, but I'm going to get a little more damage down on this Master. Not much, and hopefully I'll kill Whis. Because Ultimate Gohan has a lot of attack now. Unfortunately, because I'm not going second, he's not getting his plus 1,000 and plus 20% ADM. So that's the big problem with this deck with having Ultimate Gohan. Maybe Ultimate Gohan is the one that will have to get dropped for Vados if I'm determined to keep this deck around. And my opponent was taking ages. I don't know what on. I literally don't know what he was doing. But I was just sat there waiting, so... About this time I decided that maybe I should record this sort of post-match, just because it seemed like a good battle. So that's how this video came about. I know the quality is a bit lower because I'm recording it post-match on the PlayStation. I'm going to start having my Elgato linked up at all my times, basically, so I can at least record the footage live and then sort of use it if I want. Right, so we went first because I have so much more speed and I needed to go first to actually try and get some damage down on this Piccolo, but I won't do much with the... Piccolo has good defense and he's got a Whis on his side, so... Bardock's going to hit reasonably hard, but nowhere near hard enough. This turn was more about trying to kill Whis than anything else. This will do about 800. Oh, 962. Respectable. I don't think he'll be able to kill, will he? Nah, 3-5. So, that was unfortunate, but not unexpected. I actually get the counter-attack here, which I needed. I didn't get the counter-attack on either Hit or Vados earlier, so I was owed the one on Whis. Maybe it's next game where Whis gets counter-attack, or is it Vados that gets in this one? I don't know. I just remember him taking a counter-attack and killing a figure. Luckily, even with a counter-attack, Bardock shouldn't have died here. So my life is safe again for another turn. I don't take any master damage. And now I'm down to 3 figures. Ultimate Gohan, Android 18, and Swimsuit Videl. So I'm actually quite happy with how things are going at this point. I have to run one down the middle again, really? Or do I run one down the middle? I can't risk doing a double up, can I? I can't remember. Oh no, I think I took a gamble there. I assumed that he wouldn't run a double down his right hand side. He actually doubles up on Videl, which is unfortunate, but it does mean that Hit dies, and it does mean that Piccolo will die. So after this turn, it's going to be Android 18 and Ultimate Gohan versus Bardock and Vados. So this is going to be interesting. Heavily outspeed them, because at this point they have no speed. Thanks to a combination of all my speed down figures. So yeah, it was actually a really close game. Like, to take it this far is pretty impressive, really. So yeah, this won't be enough, but Ultimate Gohan will have enough to kill Piccolo. I get the counter attack there, it's not needed, but I take it anyway just in case. Piccolo's dead regardless. Gohan has over... he must have 8,000 attack at this point, sitting in the back there. Unfortunately, he doesn't proc on this trigger square, so... and there's the Hit dead. So yeah, Bardock and Vados versus Android 18 and Ultimate Gohan. And it's a fully healed and statted up Bardock as well. He's literally been in the back row for every round, so he hasn't taken any damage. Videl nearly survived that as well, which was kind of gutting. Like, if she'd have survived that, it would have guaranteed my win. Literally, there was no doubt in my mind that it would be a victory then. Alright, I throw him down there. Gohan's got the most attack, and 18 reduces their speed by 1,000, so I've got the insurance. If I don't finish it off with an ultimate this turn, then whatever's left standing is going to be slower. And we actually, for once, hit our Spirit Bomb. We get the luck that I deserve. And I hit the Spirit Bomb, which basically guarantees my victory, as the health of his Bardock is cut in half. And we go first, so Gohan will be able to blow them all away with his ultimate, which results in a GG. My opponent played very well here. I couldn't think of what he could have done differently, really. He surprised me with his first turn. He did quite a few surprising things during the game, so it was a good match. And this led me to... I didn't actually invite him for the match that's coming up next. I actually just went into a play match lobby to try and find someone else, and he joined again. So here comes Gohan, and there is 2,774 damage, which is just enough to kill Bardock. And we win! So, GG. GG, my friend. That was a good match against a tough opponent, and we go straight into battle number 2. So this time I was using my attack down deck. Now, before I say anything more, I will not take credit for this deck. A lot of it is inspired. I'll say inspired by Son Santana's deck. I saw him run the Android 17 and Double Vegeta, and I wanted to give it a try with something different. So I threw the Toa in there, and the Vados, obviously. So this deck, as you can see, is just all about messing with my opponent's attack and just making them hate me. So I'll throw the Android 17 down in the bottom left, I believe, behind Vegeta, and the Toa down to mess with one of his attackers. Now, my opponent's deck is all revolving around that Rose. He wants the Rose to get hit as much as possible so he can build up its attack, which is understandable. People have tried it, and to no surprise, Rose is sitting down the middle. So we've both actually got Toa as well, which makes this quite interesting. I'm just wondering why he doubled up on the left there, because there's not honestly much I could have done down that side apart from put Vados there. And that just wouldn't make sense in this turn. So I'm not sure who actually got hit with my Toa or their Toa. I think it was my Vegeta that got hit by his Toa. just because of how high our speed was. So we're going to do a nice amount of damage. My Android 17, by the way, isn't actually fully leveled up. It's only level 60 at the minute, so he doesn't do as much damage as he probably should do. So between him and Vegeta, I'm expected to take off about 9,000 HP. But that is prior to Vegeta actually losing all of his goddamn attack because of Toa. So that was 2,000. We had another 5-3 on there, and get the counter attack, so I do actually get the probably around about 9,000-10,000 that I was hoping for. So that's a good first turn for me. I'm happy with that. The Rose is going to get a buff off of Toa, but that's not too disastrous, really. I've got enough in this team to really just make it really annoying for anybody. But he's only going to take like 1,000 damage from this, because, wow, only 500. Okay, well done, Toa. She's not there for that, she's just there to be a piece of shit, basically. Which is what anybody who runs a Toa will tell you. She's there to be a complete bitch and piss people off. So Whis hits me here for 2k. Is this where he takes the counter attack? No. I swear he took a counter attack at one point. And Toa hits me for another 1,000, so he's lost just over 10,000, I've lost just over 5,000 basically. Oh no, he didn't take the counter again. I don't know. So his Rose has no power, even though Toa hit him and boosted his stats, he's got nothing. Like, he's boosted up to 4,200 there, but the thing is, both Vegeta and Android 17 have, well, you get a minus 1,000 on each from Vegeta. I randomly hit one of them for minus 1,000 with 18 or 17, and both Vegeta and 17 have character skills that lower your opponent's attack. So they weren't attacking anytime soon or doing any damage. So we go first. We've doubled up down the middle again, so I'm going to hit him hard again. But it was Android 17 this time who got hit with Toa. No big deal. He does lose quite a bit of his damage, but he still does a reasonable amount. He still hits for 3-7. So, and that's where my opponent quit. So that was disappointing. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have, please hit the like button and subscribe if you're not ready for more Hero Colosseum content. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so you get notifications when I upload. And I'll see you all next time.